will show you what I have. The horchata. Horchata. It's currently 4:12 in the morning. The QP is fresh. But we also have some of this shit. Got the new chili sauce. Some fry. Nuggets. Let's try the chili sauce. We also got some buffalo in the mix. That's good, bro. We're going to put the chili on the burger. Nice amount there. God damn. I realize how messy this is gonna be. So, let me take some precautions. Get the buffalo sauce. This is the story of how I finally get big. Oh shit. Y'all ever heard the word chud, bro? Y'all know what chud means, bro? I'm chud right now, bro. I'm chudding up. I'm all chudded, bro. I'm chud. I'm chudding, bro. Do not get McDonald's fries at 4 a.m.
Over Berserk as an
Yeah,
IP
AI
is
outta
one that
here,
has
bro.
had a lot of adaptations over the years, some really good and some yeah. But with this video, I want to talk about what I would consider to be the most unique and underrated of them all, and how this underrated status isn't really its fault, and how now, in the modern age of the internet, that can change. In 2004, Yuke's made a sequel to their Dreamcast Berserk game for the PlayStation 2. This would be right before they were sold into the WWE sweatshop to tickle Vince McMahon's taint until the end of time, never to make a good game again. In 2015, a group of translators released a fan patch so everyone can play the game game in English. The translation is a little rough, as most of the names are the ones you would see in bad scans from back in the day, so Guts is Gatsu, for example. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Then by the end it felt almost like the translators were running out of steam and just kicked it out the door just to have it done, because in the last few levels there is a noticeable uptick of spelling and grammatical errors. But I am grateful for their hard work regardless. This is in no way unplayable, and it's better than nothing. Now, some of you
Verizon's got a bonker deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S25. You Gemini, when's the next train coming?
Right now.
Ah,
Can I take your order, please?
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. Let's eat.
Hello there, welcome back to another episode of Arcade with Alvin, where this time we're going to be taking on Big Smoke's order from GTA. Now, in the game, he's famously known for having a massively large fast food order at a place called Cluck & Bell, where he orders 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda, which is a lot of food. And after some digging and after doing some research by watching many people's wonderful analyses on both Reddit and YouTube, we have come up with a somewhat concrete plan to take this on and take this into the real world of food. This episode is sponsored by AG1, and they're part of your constant crops. Cubes be together and seasoned to be thoroughly colored and seasoned all the way through. Alright, once everything is ready, let's go ahead and start dredging. We're going to take our chicken tenders, which are basically just either chicken tenders or chicken breast sliced into strips. Going to do a double dredge, first in the buttermilk, then into the seasoned flour, back in the buttermilk, and back into the flour. Give that a double dredge so that gets some extra crunch and protection on the outside. And once that's ready, now we are going to dredge our chicken thighs. This one has a lot more cracks and crevices, so we're just going to do a single dredge on this one. Once those are ready and are resting on a wire rack set on a sheet tray to both not only absorb that extra liquid into the dredge, but also just give it some airflow, you're going to start to fry. You're frying these at a 350-degree oil. First, we're going to fry the chicken tenders for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on the size, until the outside is completely crispy and golden brown. We're also going to fry our chicken thighs until they're nice and crispy, and then let them drain on a rack. Once the tenders are fried, then we're going to take our seasoned wings and drumettes and just dump some extra flour and cornstarch in there. We're not going to do a wet dredge on this because that's going to create too thick of a crust, and honestly, I think wings are better when there's a bit of a thinner crust on them. That way the sauces can stick a little bit better. These are also going to fry at 350 degrees until nice, crispy, and golden. These take a little bit longer depending on the size of your wings and drums. I fried ours for about 7 minutes or so until they're completely cooked through and the skin is nice and crispy. And the wings and the drums are going to be our number 6 for Big Smoke's order because they asked for extra dip, which I'm guessing is a nice saucy wing with some dip. Probably somewhat of a play on buffalo wings and ranch dip, but instead of buffalo, I thought a hot honey would be nice on a chicken wing because that sounds honestly a little bit more delicious. So that is exactly what we're going to do. No real measurements here, just a good amount of honey combined with a healthy tablespoon of whatever spicy stuff you have. Chili crisp, clobberin chilies, anything that might seem a bit spicy. Could even be chili flakes, chili powder if you want it to be that. Once this has reduced, we're going to glaze all of our freshly fried wings and drums and toss that with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter to get a nice, delicious coating on every single crack and every single crevice and every single wing. Alright, pretty good. Let's also make sure to add some salt just in case we need a little bit more flavor in there as well. And for the extra dip part of the number 6, I'm guessing that's kind of like a homemade ranch. Or maybe if it's a fast food restaurant, a fast food ranch. But we're just going to make ranch because making ranch is actually fun and quite delicious. First, we're going to prepare our vegetables and herbs. We got 2 tablespoons of chopped chives, 2 tablespoons of chopped dill. We're going to microplane 2 garlic cloves and combine that with a half cup of mayo, with half cup of sour cream, and some salt and pepper. Pretty simple all the way through. Pretty easy. We're also going to throw in a couple of the egg yolks that we had from separating our egg whites from earlier. So that's going to give it a nice yellow color and add some extra flavor in there. I'm not too worried that they're not cooked because, well, aioli and mayonnaise have a lot of uncooked eggs and those work for me as well. Once our ranch is ready, then we're going to get started on some fries. Now, I'm assuming that pretty much every one of these items that Big Smoke orders is a meal. The number 6 or number 7 usually isn't just a sandwich on an item on a menu. It is somewhat of a sandwich plus drink plus fry combo. I'm guessing all of these things come with fries, so we're just going to go ahead and make a lot of fries. Got some russet potatoes here, gotta peel them and chop them into thin batons, then let them blanch in some cold water until we rinse off all that excess starch. Once that is all rinsed out, we're going to let that dry on some towels and then give them a thin coat coating of cornstarch to absorb any excess liquid and give the surface a little bit more crunch before frying in 350 degree oil until nice and crispy, hitting them with a little bit of salt as they come out of the fryer. Pretty standard. Okay, back to the number 45, our chicken breast filet burger. So I'm going to take these chicken breast cubes and food process them with 2 eggs, a good amount of salt, with a little bit of breadcrumbs to make almost like chicken nugget or chicken patty style fast food thing, because this is the kind of thing you might find at a fast food restaurant. I'm going to shape these patties pretty largely, about the size of my palm or so. You can chill these so that they're a little bit more malleable and manageable, and then we're going to give them that same dredge again. These chicken patties are going to get dredged, battered, and fried again at 350 degrees until a nice golden brown on the outside and cooked through, and then set aside to cool.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough.
Okay, so to start, we're going to start by assembling our 2 number 9s, which I think are a double stacker from the chicken thigh point of view. We're going to take 2 buns. I'm just going to use store-bought buns here because I think that's what a fast food restaurant would make. Then we're going to place down a piece of lettuce, 2 chicken thighs, some sauce, which is our homemade ranch, which go really well, and a couple of pickles on top plus the top bun. Those are our 2 number 9s. Now we're going to assemble our number 6 with extra dip, a bucket of honey glazed chicken wings with some hot honey, served with an extra serving of this homemade ranch. Then our number 7, which is somewhat like a chicken snack wrap. We got a large flour tortilla, some lettuce, some cheese, some sauce, and 2 of our chicken tenders that we fried up earlier. We're going to roll that up and present that as a wrap. Our number 45, we're going to assemble the same way. We got the buns, we got the lettuce, we got the chicken breast patty that is kind of like a giant chicken nugget. One has cheese, one does not, so we're going to make sure that distinction is made. Hit it with some sauce, pickles, and top bun, call it a day. We're also making sure we put our fries inside these nice Cluck & Bell custom boxes made by Tony, because he was really good at this stuff. But make sure that the number 9 comes in a box full of fries, because that to me is not a large sandwich, it's a large fries. Alright, so after we have presented Big Smoke's order, here's what we got. 2 number 9s, which is a double stacker chicken thigh sandwich. We got 1 number 9 large with large fries. We have a number 6 with extra buttermilk ranch, homemade on the side. 1 number 7, that's a snack wrap. 2 number 45, one with cheese, one without. So that's our chicken breast filet patty, and a large soda, which has to be none other than Sprunk. Alright, let's give this a taste. I'm gonna go straight in for the wing because I've been eyeing that all day. These are delicious. Just can't really say anything wrong about this. The skin is crisp, the batter is thin, but the sauce sticks so good. It's got honey, it's salty, it's sweet, it's delicious, especially with a little bit of that sauce. Alright, let's give number 45, that chicken breast filet sandwich, a cross section because Tony and Rachel wanted to try that. There we go. Looks pretty good, nice and bouncy. Rachel tasted it. I think she liked it. So did Tony, but we were curious to see if any of the other things would taste a little bit better. So we're going to move on to the burger that is the most exciting to me. Number 9, which is double stacker chicken thigh sandwich. Let's give that a cross section. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me.
I remember the first time I gained consciousness. It was when SpongeBob forgot the Krabby Patty formula. I know you remember that. Ever since then, I've wanted to try a Krabby Patty. So what if there was a way to do that? That is why today we are going to make and taste the top 12 most popular foods from various cartoons ranging from SpongeBob, One Piece, The Simpsons, and many others, of which will fight to win the title of the best cartoon food ever. These are all foods voted on by you. The top 4 vote getters are going to receive... Actually, not that hard. Just don't try stealing it from Fig Jam. Now, most of the videos online use Bob's Burger Cookbook as fact, but we did our detective work, and guess what? Everyone was wrong. The version Bob makes in the show is totally different from the book. On the show, Bob makes an onion parm red wine vinegar sauce that we presume is pureed, because the bottom bun gets shredded romaine, diced tomatoes, and a drizzle of the sauce. There's no onions in sight at all. Now, spread on the black garlic, the only ingredient actually mentioned on your cooked burger patty. Add it to your bottom bun and crown with a mayo brushed top bun. The only thing that I would hope that we would achieve is some sort of a reaction that might have us going, this is an exquisite mouthfeel.
Bonjour, Paris.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour, Mr. Mademoiselle.
Earn rewards wherever you book travel. The Autograph Journey credit card from Wells Fargo. Terms apply.
When you shop in the Acme app, you can count on us to choose fresh produce, guaranteed.
Next up, number 9, bacon and eggs from Hal's Moving Castle. While we didn't have an open fire, there is a calcifer appearance. The cartoonishly wide bacon is everything here, and we're committed to that. So we're meat gluing 2 pork fillets together, placing it in sous vide, slicing it, and roasting it. This was not an easy task, but we wanted to get it right. And then we finished off in the frying pan with our eggs. Feed counts for the shells, of course, but we didn't have Miyazaki's budget here. Cook the eggs sunny side up, right in the baking grease until the whites are set. Get a big block of cheese, some fresh bread, and a hot cup of tea ready. And of course, 2 spoons and a fork. Our judges today are Chef Christian, a kid at heart with a very discerning palate. But our second judge is someone we could have never expected. Someone who has brought smiles all across the earth. Bill Oakley, former showrunner and head writer of The Simpsons. I'd love to say it's a small world because now he's making food content and what he calls an elevated lowbrow reviewer on Instagram. We're a big fan of him and we're happy to have him here. I mean, this is eggs and bacon, but you do have a very big block of cheese and some bread and some hot tea. This is kind of fire. Serving like a bacon steak like that, amazing idea. So instead of getting a ton of tiny slices that are super crispy and maybe almost dry, instead you get this thick, beautiful, luscious, almost steak-like slice of bacon. It's salty, it's fatty. And of course you got some fried eggs. It's a fried egg, so it's not that special, right? But altogether, this makes a pretty classic breakfast. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of bread. I like it.
It's delicious, but the cheese is really what puts it over the top for me. Something about that particular cheese on top of this stuff takes it to another level.
The bacon, thick and luscious. The egg, runny. The tea kind of does help wash it all down.
Let's bring out the burger and see where that stacks up. I will say visually, to me, this looks like a very average burger.
It looks like a burger from a cartoon, which is exactly what it is. It looks like if you were to draw Archie comics, 1959, they're having a burger in Pop's Chocolate Shop, that's what it would look like.
It's actually a very good point. There's a lot of black garlic underneath that.
No cheese.
They're betting it all on black garlic, so let's taste. You know, it's leaving a lot to be desired. I don't know if I would bet it all on this black garlic burger.
It's shockingly bland. Even the black garlic is barely noticeable.
There's a lot of black garlic on this. I'm really not picking it up that much. But all in all, I would say it's like tasty, but it's not like blow my mind. I'd come back to this restaurant if it were a restaurant.
It's really lacking something, and I don't know whether that would be cheese or some other element.
Also, I noticed there's no like acid, like a pickle.
So, yeah, it's lacking in texture too. It doesn't have any crunch in it.
So that's the issue. It's lacking depth, I think is what we're talking about here. So let's vote. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Oh, crazy. I thought you were a writer, I didn't know you were an artist. It seems odd at first glance, bacon and eggs beating a burger, and I get that, but honestly...
The burger wasn't that good.
Yeah, sometimes there's beauty in simplicity, and I think this is one of those moments. Moving on. Number 9, Bacon and Eggs from Howl's Moving Castle moves on to the next round to face our number 1 seeded Krabby Patty from SpongeBob. Our next first round battle is an anime showdown. Number 5, Naruto versus number 12, One Piece. Ramen may be the real secret to Naruto's success, specifically extra large miso tonkotsu ramen with extra chashu from Ichiraku Ramen. Now, here's the funny thing. I actually order my ramen exactly like this, and I ordered it like this before I even knew about Naruto. That said, I've made tonkotsu the hard way and an easy way that I've devised. But that would take a while to explain here, so head to the link in the description if you want to learn how to make it. We never saw exactly how Naruto's favorite ramen is built, but I've worked with enough Japanese chefs, and this is how I do it. First, a nice miso tare, then a rich tonkotsu broth, creamy and delicious. Of course, cooked straight ramen noodles. There's absolutely no dipping ramen here. Followed by an extra heaping helping of chashu. There's soy ahitama egg, menmen, which is bamboo shoots, narutomaki, or fish cakes. This look familiar to you? Thinly sliced green onion, nori. I don't know how Naruto's eating this every day and not gaining weight. I guess it's all the energy he's expending, but realistically, I would also eat this every day, even without a lifetime pass to Ichiraku Ramen. Next up, number 12, Sanji's Curry, aka Marine Captain's Curry from One Piece. You've been asking me to make this dish for a long time. It starts with freshly ground garam masala, then we go on to seasoning and marinating our beef with aromatics and yogurt. Next, we finely dice onions, cooked until beautifully browned and caramelized. Then we blanch tomatoes so that we can peel their skin off. Now, to the lard flour base of a curry roux, we then add curry powder and garam masala, mix until lightly brown and fragrant. Then to a pot of boiling carrots and potatoes, we add the curry roux, beef stock, the tomatoes, and of course, those beautiful browned onions. Give it a mix, and finally, we add our marinated meat and cook. Bring it to a boil, simmer, reduce. Finish that off with some nice sweetness from a freshly grated apple. Serve it up on a beautiful marine plate, and let's just hope you don't get thrown overboard. I'm scared, I'm gonna be honest. I don't wanna let you guys down on this. Naruto versus One Piece. Which show is better? That's not what we're answering today, actually. But we are gonna find out which of these dishes is better. Let's start with One Piece, yeah?
Oh, wow. It's going to be hard for any other cartoon dish to compete against this.
This is the type of dish where you take a bite and you're like, maybe I'll just have a little. And then you say that about 30 or 40 more times until the plate is empty. It's a classic Japanese curry, but a little bit elevated. I mean, you've got this like succulent fatty beef, incredibly spice-rich curry sauce, and it's just so rich, but it's not too heavy. There's a little bit of sweetness from that apple.
I could eat a gallon of this. We still got 7 more dishes to go.
Now we have Ichiraku ramen. Cheers. How is Naruto not fat?
He's burning mad calories. This is what I imagine Naruto feels when he's at the bar, just housing it, asking for more.
I've always found that the more amount of noodles that I can get in my mouth, the better. This is ridiculous. It's unctuous, it's creamy, it's almost like every flavor you want in one bowl. There's nothing missing, but I don't know that I would say that that's not true about the curry either.
These are both excellent dishes, and it really comes down to what you personally like. The curry makes me crazy. This is great, but it doesn't make me crazy.
Interesting.
I mean, they're both heartwarming, right?
1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. Sanji's curry upsets our number 5 seeded ramen from Naruto. To be fair, they're both delicious dishes. We don't have time to talk about it, so we're moving on. Now we have the battle of the fat man versus the fat cat. This is Family Guy versus Garfield. First up, Family Guy's Car Panini. Look, if you try to put Peter Griffin on a diet, he'll escape to the convenience store and probably make this in his car. So I begrudgingly did the same. Car Panini, panini press, bread, 3 sausages, peanut butter cup. Of course, don't forget your crumbled Doritos. And then a Cadbury egg cracked right on top. Oh, God. I don't ever want to see this image again. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, what about cleaning your hands? Why are these so big, Haynes? Whose are these?
It's used as a bib, too.
Well, good thing it looks like this now. Oh, my God. There is quite literally nothing good about how this sandwich is made. After we pressed it, the filling barely stayed in the sandwich. And, well, let's be real, it doesn't look good either. Next up, lasagna from Garfield. Wow, there's no definitive recipe out there, but we did lean into a comic strip where the owner, John, actually makes the lasagna. And hearing Garfield say in his first movie, I like it for the cheese and the meat and the sauce. Are those not all the basic things that make up a lasagna? So first, a layer of bolognese, a layer of freshly cooked lasagna sheets, more bolognese, ricotta, and another layer of lasagna sheets. Repeat this a few more times to top with a heavy dose of mozzarella and bake until a deep, rich golden brown. Now, we can enjoy nature's most perfect food. According to Garfield, not me. Garfield kind of popped off on that.
Lasagna?
This is f***ing insane. Thank God we have Garfield's lasagna. But you know, this could be good, hypothetically.
Never say never.
Let's start with the best dish here. This looks like a cross-section that I saw possibly in my nightmares.
It's grotesque, intentionally.
I mean, it can't be that bad, right?
I mean, look at Peter. He's okay.
You know what? It's not bad. You guys don't look like you're sharing the same sentiment as I am.
It's the Cadbury egg that derails the whole thing. It would be tolerable if it weren't for that. It's repulsive. I mean, it's intentionally repulsive. That was the joke in Family Guy to begin with, that this was gross.
Yeah.
And it pays off. In real life, it's just as nauseating.
It almost evolves from like, oh, there's sausage, and then there's some sweetness. Okay, now it tastes like chocolate, and then it transitions to vomit.
The sausage and Dorito part was pretty good, but it's when that freaking Cadbury egg swarms your mouth, you want to barf.
All right, lasagna. I mean, you know, I don't even think we need to vote. It's standard lasagna. And I think anything that isn't vomit on a plate would beat this. And so, what's your vote?
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. There's really not much to be said. Peter, look, you did something.
It does smell quite a bit.
That said, moving on. And Garfield's lasagna moves on to the next round. Not really a surprise here. In our final first round battle, we have Jake's Perfect Sandwich from Adventure Time, something I've always wanted to try. And up next, The Simpsons Ribwich from Krusty Burger. Jake's Perfect Sandwich. Let's make a sandwich that is bigger than any other sandwich I think I've ever made in my entire life. Now, we will be doing this a little bit out of order, but we will get it all in there. First, we'll start by torching our bread. Spread both sides with cream cheese. Next, some sprigs of dill on your top bun. On the bottom bun, pickles from Prismo. Add some sliced boiled egg, along with any bird you can find from a window. Followed by sliced cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, yellow onion, and of course, the finest seasoning, tears for salt. At least that's what Jake would do. Finally, our steak. Next up, bacon. And lastly, you didn't think we'd leave out the soul of a lobster, did you? And honestly, I thought this was gonna look bad, but it's amazing. Thankfully, Magic Man didn't show up before our tasting because I want to put this in my mouth. Now to number 10, the Simpsons Ribwich from Krusty Burger. You want this before the meat supply goes extinct. And speaking of meat, we used a mixture of ground pork, ground beef, and ground bacon because the actual meat is unnamed and may have more legs than a pig. Now, I'll let you decide if we added that. We mixed the seasoned meat and shaped it into a rib-like patty, which we then cooked and lacquered in a nice barbecue sauce placed on a butter-toasted bun, and this probably looks nothing like the Imposter at Universal Studios, so prepare for pupil dilation.
Dude, this is absurd. I think if Jake the dog was real and he saw this right now, I feel like he'd be proud of us.
I'm stunned at how much this really looks like it came from Adventure Time. It's like somebody shined a magic ray into the TV and brought that drawing to life. It just has visual elements of that show all over it.
And then we have a very special, albeit much smaller, from The Simpsons, the Rib Witch, which I love that this has the seal that said, it's not just good, it's good enough. It does look hilariously more appetizing just because it's simple, right? You've got like the caramelized meat and a bun.
As someone who worked on The Simpsons for many years, I always thought that Krusty Burger was most closely aligned with Burger King. This looks to me like it's Burger King's version of McRib, so therefore I pronounce it faithful to the show. Because it's small and kind of sad looking.
It's not about size, it's about taste. So, let's taste.
There's a steak on here too, right?
Honestly, it's pretty good. What are y'all's first thoughts?
It's a lot. I don't even know if I got everything in that one bite.
I think it's pretty good. Like, my main problem is that it's just so huge, you can't get it into your mouth.
I kind of like it. The bar of practicality is in hell, but it tastes great. You got some fresh cucumber, you have some pickles.
This is a gnarly club sandwich. It's got poultry, bacon. I do like the two kinds of cucumbers, a pickle and a fresh.
Okay, not bad. Now pitting it up against the Rib Witch. How do you feel about it?
Masterful job of approximating the level of quality that you'd find at Krusty Burger.
I kind of liked that it was simple. In a weird way, I feel like if George Motes was here, he would eat this and be like, this is perfect. Texturally, it's not dry. It's definitely meaty. And the barbecue sauce on there is like a pretty, run-of-the-mill barbecue sauce, but everything pulled together into one sandwich.
If it's there, I'm eating it.
Yeah, 3 and a 2 and a 1.
No time? With Braun, you can still look legendary. Braun Series.
I almost voted for the Rib Witch, but what put me over the edge was what would I go back and eat again and again? And honestly, the Adventure Time sandwich is good. It's just too damn big.
You would go back and eat it again and again, and it would still be there. That's how much sandwich is in there.
So, moving on. Number 7, Jake's Perfect Sandwich beats The Simpsons Rib Witch to move on to the quarterfinals. On to our first quarterfinal matchup, Bacon and Eggs from Howl's Moving Castle moves on to face our number 1 seeded Krabby Patty from SpongeBob.
This could possibly be one of the most exciting things we could be making today for me personally. I watch reruns of SpongeBob, and I have always wanted to try the Krabby Patty. The funny thing is, SpongeBob makes it differently almost every single time. Nickelodeon shows 23 ways, and the wiki has over 70. So get your King Neptune's Poseidon Powder Seasoned Patty cooking. We flip it with our trusty spatula. We top it with 2 pickles with ketchup smiley faces tucked under a slice of cheese. Aww. Then another pickle, because I saw an image that had a pickle here too, so why not? Top with sliced red onion, tomato, 1 nice leaf of lettuce, and on the other side of our bun, mustard and more ketchup. And the real secret ingredient, the one that nobody ever knew was there, love. I should also add that you can't forget to read it a bedtime story, which we did do off camera. And one thing's for sure, when we eat this, we did not forget the pickles, okay? It's there, let's eat.
We've made it to the quarterfinals. We have Howl's Moving Castle versus the Krabby Patty. This might be the most iconic food on the whole list.
Now, I always thought, even though Mr. Krabs runs the restaurant, that this was going to have crab in it.
Here's the theory. Mr. Krab is the only crab in the whole show. So is it made out of his family?
Yes. I mean, off the bat, this is a better burger.
This is a really tough call, man. This is a good burger, but this is an excellent breakfast.
True.
This is generally a balanced burger. Properly seasoned, the cheese is proper. It's got pickles, lettuce, tomato. I feel like this is the most standard ingredients for a burger.
I was extremely happy with my burger.
Yeah, it's super good.
But it's competing against an excellent breakfast. I've had a lot of burgers that are like this, but I haven't really had a breakfast that's like this. This is the toughest call so far.
What would I have again and again? And I think I know my answer.
With a 3 and a 2 and a 1. Bing, 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 bing. Yes, SpongeBob, thank God.
This was the toughest call of this entire thing. I could have that burger twice a day for 50 years.
Also, nutritionally, the burger's probably better for you.
Honestly, I picked breakfast because I've had bacon and eggs, I've had bread, I've had cheese, and I have tea. But just the setup of all of that, I thought that beat the burger.
Have this for breakfast, have that for lunch, and have the Family Guy panini for dinner.
And then for dessert, the toilet. Moving on.
So the Krabby Patty moves into the semifinals. Now we have the number 12 seeded Sanji's Curry facing regular show's Ultimatum Sandwich. I'm gonna be honest, this is a monstrosity. When I first saw this, I thought, wow, there's no way that's possible. Supposedly it's only made once every 100 years, so thank God after we make this, we won't have to see it again. We'll start by deep frying 2 burger patties and making them into cheeseburgers. Believe it or not, those will then become our buns. Take a separate cooked cheeseburger and wrap with ground beef. Delectable. And sear on all sides until cooked through. Horrific. Now place your cheeseburger stuffed burger on the bottom cheeseburger bun and add your Himalayan ketchup, which is Heinz spiced with Himalayan aromatics, which hopefully Pops would approve of. Now crown it with your other deep fried burger, and I guess that's it. I would allow Benson to eat this before I got to it, if I'm being honest. I don't think that there's anybody that really actually wants this.
Is there a f***ing burger in that thing?
There's a burger inside this burger. I worked on a regular show.
Really? How did that work? What was that like?
It was fun. It was J.G. Quintel had a short, and they were like, "Do you help him come up with all the necessary stuff to convince the executives that this can be a series?" And we did. We came up with the first 4 episodes and like a sort of little Bible for the show and stuff.
Wow.
It was really fun.
That's amazing. Sanji's Curry versus the Ultimatum. There are parts of my brain that say this is good, and there are other parts of my brain that say I don't like that.
It's actually very similar to the Adventure Time sandwich, and that's kind of crazy and too big. The elements are all good.
There's a starchiness to it I can't quite explain.
It's the other burger that's inside the meat.
Yeah, like steamed it, spun.
It's a tidal wave of burger flavors all kind of mushed up together.
If you just dip your spoon in that and taste it, and then tell me what you like more. I mean, look, let's just call it a day. It's Sanji's Curry.
It's not a fair competition.
This could possibly be a part of your fault.
Theoretically, yes. I wasn't involved with this particular burger, but I think this is actually pretty good.
I don't disagree.
Almost any food of any kind would have a hard time competing against this.
I will say, ultimately, end of the day, the Ultimatum, not bad. A little weird, a little too much. It's really just a cheesy, ketchupy burger.
It's like a triple reverse Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, so we're gonna triple reverse ourselves to the restroom, and we'll see you in just a moment. And Sanji's Curry continues its Cinderella run to face the #1 seeded Krabby Patty in the semis. On to the next, #3, Ratatouille versus #6, Garfield's Lasagna. Ratatouille. Possibly one of my most favorite movies of all time. Who would have guessed, right? Funny thing is, 3-star Michelin chef Thomas Keller, one of the greats, actually consulted on the film and provided the ratatouille recipe that finally broke Anton Ego. It starts by spreading a pepper tomato sauce on the bottom of a skillet, then starting at the edge of a pan, lay down your very thinly sliced vegetables, zucchini, yellow squash, Japanese eggplant, and a fresh, vine-ripened tomato. Repeat until the pan is filled, or just do what the rat says. Sprinkle a mixture of garlic, oil, thyme leaves, and salt and pepper over the vegetables. Top with parchment paper and bake. Remove and then perfectly align in a cylinder mold onto a plate. This is a very old school way of plating, guys. Drizzle a little pepper tomato vinaigrette around the plate, top with 1 strand of a chive, and probably don't tell anybody that a rat made this. It is the cat versus the rat. You're gonna say no to this guy? I feel like we needed this. Our bodies needed this.
It's so much healthier than all the other stuff we've been eating.
It's balanced, it's acidic, it's sweet, it's earthy.
Here's the thing, ratatouille to me has never been a knock your socks off dish, and oftentimes it's served as a side, and I think them serving it as a main kind of as a statement about the beauty of simplicity and how it's all about great technique, and it's tomatoey, it's lightly sweet, a little bit of tartness too. Even though there's only 2 textures, the textures are nice, the vegetables are cooked nicely.
I think there may be a version of lasagna out there somewhere that's better than this ratatouille, but it's not this one.
Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Wow, it was hard not to give it to Remy because Remy is cute. I'm sorry, Ratatouille's not that crazy. Go make it. It's delicious. It's just not better than a nice, meaty, cheesy lasagna. I mean, it's not even a fair competition.
I can't believe I'm sticking up for vegetables, which I normally dislike. I've disliked this dish for the first 30 years of my life. But I'd say honestly, in this competition, I think this is the winner.
Looks like the cat won this time.
It's because he knows. He knows what the audience wants to hear. But unfortunately, I know and I don't care. Moving on. So the lasagna moves on to claim our 3rd semi-final.
Oh gosh, I love Indian food in London. I can never get enough. Whoa, blimey.
Earn rewards wherever you book travel. The Autograph Journey credit card from Wells Fargo. Terms apply.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words,
On to our last quarterfinal matches. The anime that's maybe the greatest cooking competition show I've ever seen. It's also incredibly inappropriate. So if you are under the age of 18, maybe you should not be watching this show. Anyway, this dish saved the main character's family's restaurant, but can it win our competition? We start by steaming chopped white potatoes until soft. Emily Brunoise, onion, and king oyster mushrooms, saute them in butter. We'll then mix them with the mashed potatoes. This is an interesting direction. We shape the potatoes with plastic wrap like a compound butter, put it in the fridge to get nice and solid. Then we lay our thick cut bacon nice and neatly. Bring back our mashed potato, wrap the bacon all the way around, then wrap it all up in plastic wrap to keep together, tighten it up. Now you're gonna have to freeze it a little while. Now tie it with twine, tuck rosemary underneath the string, then into the oven goes the quote unquote roast. Now the sauce. Red wine into a saucepan followed by sweet sake and soy sauce. Reduce that down till syrupy and mount with a lot of butter. Now remove your roast when the bacon is crispy, pour your sauce over it, top with a few pieces of watercress and serve.
Our final quarterfinal matchup, we have the classic from Food Wars versus Adventure Time. It's first of all presentation-wise stunning. It's really good and really weird at the same time. It's very fatty yet acidic. The smokiness from the bacon, the creaminess of the mashed potatoes. Texturally, it's kind of interesting, right? You've got this like sticky glaze enrobed by this part sticky, part crispy, part chewy, part fatty bacon that kind of mixes all together with that puree of potato. Flavor-wise is not blowing my dress up.
Theoretically, all it is an elevated version of mashed potatoes with bacon on top. First of all, its texture is remarkable, but it's also got this glaze. I come and go on every second. Like, I'm like, oh, I like this glaze. Oh, I hate this glaze. So
I agree. I want to like it and I want to hate it, but it's one of those things where it's like, I got to taste it again to see what I really feel.
Precisely. Now this is the Adventure Time sandwich in a more reasonable size. Seems promising. Now this is a tough call. Both of these dishes are seriously flawed, but they're also both good in a very weird way. The sandwich is much more manageable now than it's ever been, but it also sort of everything that I don't really like it as much as I thought.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way when I ate it. 3, 2, 1. Wow, gotcha roast pork from Food Wars. I will say it's a bit weird of a dish, but it was better than the Adventure Time sandwich by a pretty strong margin, and I think that it might be one of the most beautiful dishes.
Absolutely.
But that's not what made it win. What made it win was a uniqueness of flavor.
It made me question a lot of things, though.
Moving on. And the number 2 seeded gotcha roast pork moves on to face Garfield's lasagna in the semifinals. Now, our first semifinal matchup, the number 1 seeded. Honestly, they're both equally flavorful.
Seasoned well, addicting.
Yeah, I have my answer.
You do?
Yeah, I do actually. Because I know what I want to go back to and take another bite of. All right, 1, 2, 3. And it's a win for the Krabby Patty.
They're both excellent, and my only criteria was I could eat one of these every day for a year. The curry I would be sick of after eating for 60 straight days.
Yeah, I'm already tired of it after eating it 3 times now. It is absolutely delicious, but it's powerfully flavorful. I'm gonna want this on a specific day at a specific time, and it's gonna beat any other option there could ever be. But I could eat this year-round all the time.
It could be a personal thing where maybe I'm just tired of burgers.
That would make sense.
When a man is tired of burgers, he's tired of life.
But that said, SpongeBob's Krabby Patty wins and moves on to the finals. So let's see who's gonna join them there. We have Food Wars versus Garfield. The sauce is so odd.
It's an anomaly. I kind of
somehow.
Hey. But the gotcha rookie and the sing all flavorful. When they move on to the finals, versus Things Are and give us
what's hate food?
Oh, high rating. We're gonna have to see resounding 8s on this or more. 3 for the Krabby Patty. It takes the title, it takes the win. If it's good enough for King Neptune, it is good enough for us. This feels satisfying to my childhood and possibly childhoods around the world. Flavor.
So 2:38 a.m.